I think introducing AI into campaigns in general is super dangerous. The nature of it, I was shocked to see so many people applauding it. I was like, this is the lowest hanging fruit. We're throwing tomatoes at like Democratic politicians we don't like do a little better.
The problem that I have with someone like Spencer Pratt throwing his hat into this particular ring as LA mayor, he is not qualified for it. And we see what happens when people are not qualified for their job.
Why are you lying? Why are you guys making up stuff that's not real? Qualifications, modifications. Who cares about something on a piece of paper? Can you get the mother-freaking job done? This is just from the heart. Just take just a few seconds. I want you guys to hear me out on this. The National Law Enforcement Memorial Fund. We're doing a fundraiser right now. We're trying to raise $30,000. I'm straight out with you. If you got enough money to help, if you don't, God bless you. If you give $1, that's good. It really doesn't matter. We want to focus on helping law enforcement families and law enforcement officers be memorialized properly who die in the line of duty. I was just there, I think it was last year or so. I was there with Mike Johnson, and I was able to see it for myself, and it was heart-wrenching. I was able to also see agency support one of their fallen officers, and it brought tears to my eyes. And I want us to help. So if you're interested, we'll put a link below. If you give the $2,000 as a price match that I'm giving and my COO is giving, and I know a couple other my friends are going to give, we're going to all go to dinner together. And I'm doing this because it's a great cause. I love law enforcement. I know everybody watching this love law enforcement. And if you can't give $2,000 of a match, whatever you give is a blessing. Here's Whoopi Goldturds and what she had to say. Roll the clip.
You know, I'm glad we're not showing it because it stunned me. And especially when we're talking about, we have to tone down the violence. And I mean, I was kind of freaked out by what I saw because this was more.
Tomatoes?
But, I mean, people are asking, are we going to see more celebrities and reality stars like Pratt getting into politics? If they know what they're doing, I welcome anybody who knows how to do this. But if you're going to be like the guy who's already in charge, thank you, no.
Yeah.
Thank you, no. I'm not happy with what's going on, and I think it's a celebrity. Just because somebody's famous or is famous for something doesn't mean they know what's going on and how you are thinking and how you're feeling.
I would argue, they say he's a celebrity. Like, this dude was on a show like 15 years ago. Like, once you were on a show, you're a celebrity for the rest of your life. I mean, that's like if somehow I move on and I'm not doing podcasts anymore and I become a businessman and that's all I do is business for the next 15 years and I don't even do a podcast. And they go, he's just a podcaster. That's just like, what's his name? P. Hegseth. Oh, he's just a Fox News. He served in the military. Did y'all forget that he served in the military? Like, they don't add this to his credentials. They want to only add, they want to only credentialize the things that they think will detract you from wanting to vote for the person. His celebrity status is irrelevant at this point. I mean, it's not as relevant. But here's the wasted face. I guess she had a baby and came back to the show. She looked good, but the brain, it's like, you could have give that face and that whole look. She is kind of little, so but you get that face and that look and all that to a person with a brain because you just wasted it all. Roll the clip.
I think Karen Bass handled the fires disastrously, but actually being qualified to take on that role is what's hard.
So Karen Bass will be running against Spencer Pratt.
She is.
And
I just want to make this point.
Yeah.
So Karen Bass has a JFK Profile and Courage Award. She navigated California through the worst economic crisis since the Depression.
Time out.
Spencer
navigated. Didn't make it better. Didn't do much to improve. That means she was sitting in the chair while it was happening. I don't know people that's like, LA is better than it used to be. I'm excited to live in LA. I can't wait to go to LA this weekend. Only reason LA got people wanting to come there because they do concerts and stuff. Like, nobody's like, I want to go to LA and hang out. Unless they go specifically to Rodeo Drive or something and then they leave. Nobody want to go stay there. Nobody's trying to go buy houses there. Nobody wants to live there. I mean, I'm saying generally speaking. Nobody's flocking from Texas to go live in L.A. It's not happening. Keep it going.
Pratt was Snapchatter of the Year at the 2018 Shorty Awards.
Yeah.
That's all.
Well, I think you're talking about qualifications, right?
Yeah.
And the problem that I have with someone like Spencer Pratt throwing his hat into this particular ring as LA mayor, we're talking about a $14.9 billion budget for the city. It's the second largest city budget in the country. And he is not qualified for it. And we see what happens when people are not qualified for their jobs.
Paul, they get elected 3 times. And Trump should have got elected 3 times already. When they're not qualified for their job, he wins an election over all the people who you claim are qualified. Then he runs again in 2020. He actually won. I think they did shenanigans. Okay, let's just say he didn't. He ran again in 2024 and won by a lot. So why are you lying? Why are you guys making up stuff that's not real? Qualifications. Who cares about something on a piece of paper? Can you get the mother freaking job done? That's the question. And clearly, career politicians don't do anything. The country was not built for politicians to run the country. The country was built for people to represent a constituency. You never had to have a law degree and do all of that old crazy stuff just to represent the people. What happens is, are you the right person that we believe can get the things done we want to get done? The average person should be able to run for office because that person who lives amongst the people, who lives in the community, who understands the woes that they have, will be somebody that can go and represent them. The qualification ideology is that I'm smarter than y'all, so I make all the decisions. That's not the way a constitutional republic works. The constitutional republic works that you are like us, and we would like for you to represent what we want to happen. But when they start credentializing this stuff, it makes it as if, vote for me, I'm smarter than y'all, y'all are too stupid to run your own cities, so I'm gonna run your cities for you because I'm the only one qualified. That's not the way this works. Finish the clip.
That's not to say that this hasn't happened before. We've had Ronald Reagan, who was an actor. Some people would say he was a great president. We've had
But he was the president of FED at one point.
Yes,
he was a union president.
He was a union president. He was a governor before.
He was a governor.
And then you had Arnold Schwarzenegger, who was an actor and then a governor. And by many accounts, he did well. But these are people, I think, that sometimes are, anomalies, that may not necessarily be the case. And there are baby steps you can take, like why not run for city council and learn.
Arnold, I want to call her B, but I really want to go to heaven. Arnold Schwarzenegger wasn't even born here. So he was a foreigner. He was doing bodybuilding. No, he had a lot of other stuff, but he was a bodybuilder. And he ran for governor in a what they call it, a runoff situation. I forget what you call it, where you recall. Yeah, I couldn't think of it. So he won in a recall. He was a bodybuilder taking steroids and lifting weights. Now, of course, he say he didn't take steroids, but everybody say they natty, and they ain't natty. Okay, just know they ain't natty. But for all accounts, allegedly, I think he was probably, hitting that D-ball and all that stuff. So regardless of that, he ran, he won, he did well. Why? He didn't even have to be an American citizen. Well, I don't know what his citizenship situation was. He didn't have to be even born in America to do a good job in L.A. You just disproved your point. You claim people are anomalies. Show me another anomaly where there was a mayor of L.A. that was not a career politician in the last several mayors. Okay, that's what I thought. This guy is an anomaly, and I think he can do a great job. Let her finish, Brandon. Let her finish.
Learn about the city budget, and then maybe become president of the city council, and then maybe become the mayor.
But Sonny, pushing back on your qualifications thing, I would say, again, back to Congress. Look at all the qualified professional politicians with all the legal degrees and Ivy Leagues who just bent the knee and were complicit. I'd much rather have someone with less qualifications and more like chutzpah getting in there than that. So that
he's also a liar, because he's a registered Republican, and he's running saying that he has no party affiliation, and that's just also not true.
My thing is this, because I tend to agree, like, I will take on an outsider if they're passionate and they're involved in the community,
And
even
not
if they don't
qualified?
have. I don't think a law degree makes you more qualified than somebody who's involved in
Community
their
organizer,
community.
a senator.
Well, it's more qualified. Okay, no one's arguing that Obama is more qualified
That
than Spencer.
statement-
That's an absurd.
yeah, no
that's
one
just a
agrees
silly
with him on
discussion.
Obama.
I'm gonna
He's
put that over
absurd.
there.
He's an
But
absurdity.
what I'm going to say here is there are a lot of people who feel completely left behind after the wildfires. It was a disaster. You could place blame a lot of places.
You could.
One thing that he's pointed out is that under Karen Bass's leadership, $17 million was cut from the fire budget. That is a real world thing that somebody should solve.
But
I think she should be questioned. She should be answering why it turned out as poorly as it did. Spencer may not be the answer, but
No,
that's
he's
a
not the
legitimate
answer.
He is
But
not
here's
the
the
answer.
thing.
They go, he's not the answer. Y'all don't want him to be the answer because he's white. You don't want him to be the answer because he's a Republican. I think Spencer should have ran as an independent or a Democrat. I'm telling you, like, I'm too popular now. People, they, you know, mask off. They know who I am. If I somehow wanted to run in L.A., even if I'm staunch conservative, I would run as a Democrat. I'll run as a Democrat because all you got to do is go to all the places where all the Republicans are. You know what, you know, you're like, look, I got to be a Democrat because that's just the numbers, the registration. People vote party line. They don't even care. They vote party line. Run as a Democrat. It don't hurt you. Run as an independent. It won't hurt you. I vote for a Democrat. Like, for instance, if there was a mayor or a governor of Arizona, the slew-footed nut job that we got in there right now is a mindless idiot. Now, if there was a person that came along that said we're going to strengthen our borders, we're going to have a very competitive tax code, we're going to encourage business to come to the city, no illegal aliens in our city, all this stuff, and they were a Democrat, and they were better than a Republican, I'll vote for the Democrat. Why wouldn't you? I don't care what your party line is, because all of it is stupid anyway. What are you going to do for us? If a Democrat ran for office and was better than J.D. Vance, I'd vote for the Democrat. I don't even know why people, like, I wish that there was no party line affiliation. We don't need parties. What are you going to do for the people? I don't give a what. I should know your party by your message. I should know your party by your registration. We should, I know that the founding fathers had a good concept when they created this, but I don't think they expected it to be so partisan as it is today. Get rid of that party stuff. I don't need you to be a Democrat or Republican. I need you to articulate what you're going to do for the people and what is your track record of that solution. And then present that, and I'll vote for you. Anyway.